Hello, and welcome back. Today we have Platinum Review, number 15, MediEvil. Developed by Other Ocean Emeryville and published by Sony Computer Interactive, MediEvil was released in 2019 for the PlayStation 4. A remake of the 1998 classic for the PlayStation 1, MediEvil is an action-adventure, hack-and-slash game set in the Kingdom of Gallowmere. Prior to the start, a brief narrative sets the stage for the adventure to come.
In a time long ago, there lived in the Kingdom of Gallowmere a sorcerer named Zarok. This arrogant, pitiless man hated his fellow citizens for their simple and peaceful ways. So he raised an army of demons and set out to take the realm for his own. The king's champion, Sir Daniel Fortescue, led the militia in the battle against this unholy horde. Songs are still sung of how he spearheaded the charge deep into the accursed multitude, how demons fell before him like wheat before the scythe, and how at last, though mortally wounded, he destroyed the sorcerer utterly. Fortescue went down in history that day as the hero of Gallowmere, and a time of peace began, which was to last for 100 years. And then the sorcerer returned.
With the return of the evil sorcerer Zarok, the unsuspecting villagers of Gallowmere are corrupted and forced to do his bidding. In order to stop Zarok, Sir Daniel Fortescue is revived, but the truth of his heroics in battle are soon revealed. As he rises from the dead, Fortescue is mocked by a gargoyle head fixed upon the wall.
It has risen again, Sir Daniel Fortescue. See? The hero of Gallowmere who fell at the first charge. The fog of war and the shrouds of time conspire to turn the arrow fodder into the saviour of the day. But we knows better. Let it alone. Fate has given it a second chance. A chance to forget the ignoble truth. A chance to defeat Zarok and live up to the legend. We hopes it does well.
Fortescue is determined to restore honor to his name and redeem himself, as the player now takes control and learns the basic movement and gameplay mechanics as they explore the crypt. Fortescue possesses 2 weapon slots that can be customized to your personal preference. Some weapons, such as swords, have unlimited durability, while projectiles are limited in ammo. Each weapon has unique features, secondary attacks, range, and power, so be sure to test them all to find the right build for each level or encounter. If left weaponless, Fortescue can rip off his arm and use that to attack. At any point in time, Fortescue's inventory can be viewed and the weapon slots altered. In addition, the Book of Gallowmere will keep track of all enemies and allies discovered throughout the journey. Reading up on different enemies will provide some background information, fun facts, or hints on how to approach them in battle. With the basic tutorial complete, Fortescue heads to the graveyard and the adventure begins.
Track down Zarok by retracing his diabolical odyssey through Gallowmere. You can spot the exits from an area by looking out for his stinking trail of magic slime.
In addition to his weapons, Fortescue can also utilize a shield to absorb damage from enemy attacks, with 3 different tiers of increasing strength and durability. As he travels, Fortescue will find special books, which will provide additional lore and hints on how to proceed through the level.
Welcome back to your beloved Gallowmere. The stinking dead have risen up to dance with the lifeless living, and they want to do it over your dead body.
The basic premise of each level is to explore, collect gold coins, and defeat all enemies. To unlock certain paths, special runes must be discovered and used as a key. If damaged in battle, Fortescue can utilize healing locations that will restore his active health bar, as well as fill his backup health vials. But once all health is lost, it is game over, and the level resets. As Fortescue eliminates enemies, a chalice meter will begin to fill, as souls are collected. Once it reaches 100%, the chalice can then be collected, granting access to a special area, the Hall of Heroes, upon completion of the level. The location of the chalice is hidden and usually requires backtracking to collect it. With the chalice in hand, Fortescue proceeds to the level exit and enters the Hall of Heroes. Within the Hall of Heroes is a shop for purchasing ammo, as well as statues of the bravest warriors from history. Each time a new chalice is collected, it is added to the central table, and Fortescue can pay his respect to a fallen hero to earn a reward. These can be a variety of helpful items, such as new weapons, increased maximum health, or treasure chests full of gold. Each hero has their own individual opinion of Fortescue, but despite some initially harsh feelings, they do begin to respect him as the game progresses, and do always provide him with some assistance.
Captain Fortescue, it's me, Canny Tim. Does the battle go well? How I wish I could fight at your side again, sir. But hold, you could take my crossbow. It's got rapid fire and you can ricochet the darts off walls to shoot around corners. I used it at the Battle of Gallowmere. After you were slain, I shot Zarok's champion, Lord Kardok, a clean kill through the eye at some 1,000 yards. Not that there's anything clever about shooting someone in the eye, sir. Oh, goodbye, sir.
With his new crossbow, Fortescue is ready for Cemetery Hill. The overworld map will show which areas you have already completed and which you still need to earn the chalice in. There are a few alternate branches that allow you to choose your own path, but the general progression is relatively linear. Each level will have a unique theme with challenging hazards, puzzles to solve, hidden objectives, and fearsome enemies to defeat.
So, even from the shackles of death, my old enemy pursues me. You're too late, Fortescue. Already my army has risen from the grave. You will never leave this necropolis. Fresh air. We give our lives.
Hurrah! I knew it would take more than an army of the evil dead to throw your strides up. I've something that may help you on your quest, Captain. I give it to you freely, though I have no idea what it is.
The Hilltop Mausoleum introduces a sneaky new enemy, an imp. These must be taken out quickly, otherwise they will steal your equipped weapon and disappear. If this happens, you must reacquire the weapon by purchasing it from the merchant gargoyle. Luckily, you do have a few seconds to strike the imp down before it vanishes, and you will earn a trophy if you get your weapon back quickly.
The would-be phantom longs to play a new tune, but he seems doomed to repeat the same cause of despair over and over.
the end of the level, Fortescue encounters the first boss of the game, the Stained Glass Demon. Each boss has a weakness to discover and exploit, but these can be very tricky to battle. In general, boss fights were a fun change of pace that really enhanced the gameplay and overall experience.
Ah, Fortescue! What's this I hear about that archcad Zarok still being alive? Thought you killed the fella. Never mind, you old warhorse. Better show him what's what, eh? I expect Johnny's zombies a bit more of a handful than you remember. How are you doing for weapons? Here, take my warhammer. It'll smash anything and it won't fall apart like a club. I only ever get to use it cracking walnuts around this place. Nonsense, Fortescue. I won't take no for an answer. Knock a few heads for old Stan your iron hewer, eh?
To proceed, Fortescue must make his way to the land of the living, but to do so, he must return to the graveyard and overcome the powerful guardians.
All has changed outside the necropolis. Paths go this way, paths go that way. Nasty, painful death waits round every turn and over every hill. Bon voyage.
Bravo, Fortescue! Some of the other chaps wagered Zarok would be using your ribcage as a toast rack for now. But I knew you'd pull through. Here, I have a little extra something here I can give you. Could help the old quest. You want it?
The Land of the Living is a drastic difficulty spike, as Fortescue battles new powerful foes, including angry farmers, spinning scarecrows, mechanical imps, and monsters hidden within the cornfield, as he proceeds through Scarecrow Fields.
Fortescue, you jawless arrow magnet, what are you doing back here? What? Call me Mr. Woden the Mighty. How I pity the people of Gallowmere, that their fate should once again be in the hands of a chump like you. Still, I suppose it's not fair to take it out on them. Take my sword, and do try not to stab yourself in the foot. You know, I've always had my doubts about you, Fortescue. You're just not carved from hero material.
Next is Pumpkin Gorge, where angry and violent pumpkin creatures run rampant.
By God, Fortescue, you must be the luckiest corpse ever to walk the face of the earth. I have something here I can lend to you. Take it or leave it, but remember, I'm only doing this for the sake of Gallomere's doomed population, and not for you, you gangly buffoon!
After battling through Pumpkin Gorge, a boss fight awaits on the other side, against the Pumpkin Serpent. Before he takes on the boss though, Fortescue encounters a strange but friendly witch, who offers a reward if he can strike down the Pumpkin King.
Greetings, kind sir. I am the Pumpkin Witch. I'm like a mother to those pumpkins. I give them all the love and care a young fruit could ever ask for. From the moment they first push a shoot above the soil, right up until their heads are cut off and eaten. And look, see how they repay me, running around and causing mischief. That nasty old big pumpkin has a bad influence on the young seedlings. If you teach him a lesson in manners, I might give you a nice present.
After nearly succumbing to the beast, Fortescue narrowly emerges victorious and receives a dragon gem from the friendly witch. Certain special items will be acquired in one level and stored in inventory to be used in a later one.
A most edifying spectacle, sir. Man and vegetable in a magnificent duel to the death. Oh, I've come over all of a doodah. Here, have this lovely dragon gem as your reward. Oh, lovely, majestic creatures dragons are.
With his honor and respect slowly building, Fortescue can now access the second floor within the Hall of Heroes.
Dan. Don't be shy. I've seen you giving me the eye. You may be weak and feeble like old men, but I like you, Daniel. Now listen up. Your bow and arrows are fine for itty-bitty jobs, but if you want to pack some serious heat, you should take this spear.
The next level is the Sleeping Village, which presents a new challenge to overcome. The villagers here are corrupted, angry, and attack against their will. Therefore, Fortescue is advised not to kill the possessed people. However, they are highly aggressive and will do a ton of damage very quickly. Several puzzles must be solved to move forward, and areas of interest are usually occupied by the possessed villagers. Accidentally killing one will lower the meter on the chalice, so it is best to avoid conflict whenever possible and just run away to avoid losing a good soul. This level may take a few attempts to discover the hidden secrets and how best to move with purpose to avoid taking damage.
Bust of Mr. Shanks, landlord of the Troll's Head. To clean the statue, lower the pedestal.
Hurry, comrades, tear this place apart. If we don't find the shadow artifact, Lord Zarek will have us mocking out the demons for the next millennium.
Eventually, mechanical guards will arrive on the scene, and unlike the villagers, these can be attacked freely. At the level exit, Fortescue discovers that Zarok has ordered the town mayor kidnapped and taken prisoner in the asylum dungeon. He is also searching for a strange object called the Shadow Artifact. Luckily, Fortescue has already found this item, so Zarok can't get his hands on it.
Look at you running around in your bones, Fortescue. You're so nouveau dead. I, Ravenhooves, last prince of the Centaurs, have not galloped the earth in over 10,000 years. Do yourself a favor, Fortescue. Take my longbow. more powerful than a crossbow. The option of flaming arrows? It is truly the weapon of noblemen. Congratulations! You don't quite have my breeding, Mr. Johnny-come-lately, but there's hope for you yet.
Looking for the mayor, Fortescue heads to the asylum grounds. This mysterious land is a maze of puzzles and riddles to solve, courtesy of Jack of the Green. Completing each of his 4 riddles will unlock the path forward.
Greetings, Sir Fortescue. My name is Jack of the Green. I am the master of riddles, and this maze is my domain. You are free to leave, but only once you've answered 4 riddles. Puzzles so fiendishly difficult, so perplexingly complex, that no man has ever solved them. Ha ha ha. Now, try my first riddle. At night they come without being fetched. By day they are lost without being stolen. Well done, Sir Knight, but my star riddle was but a trifle. I always like to begin with an easy one. Return hither. You will not find my next conundrum so simple. I live for laughter. I live for the crowd. Without it, I am nothing. Yes, it was a clown. Very clever, I'm sure. Return in haste, Sir Knight, for I wish to see the despair on your face when you hear my next cryptic puzzler. Face like a tree, skin like the sea. A great beast I be, yet vermin frighten me. Did you spot my bluff? I pretended that riddle was hard, but in truth it was obviously an elephant. This time, however, I almost pity you. The answer to my next vexing enigma has eluded the finest minds of a whole generation. Come to me. I tolerate the moon and stars. I can't abide the sun. Banish me with torchlight and you'll see me turn and run. Blast you! It took me ages to come up with that darkness one. Very well. Outrageous as it seems, my vast intellect has been matched by your badly decomposed brain. Return at once and I shall give you your prize. You think you're so clever, don't you? Here you are, Sir Clever Clogs. I grant you free passage through my maze. Find your own way out.
Herr Fortescue, you are back on the battlefield, yeah? This is good. People say to me, Stungard, what do you think of this sword or that axe? But I say to them, Nein! Modern warfare is a question of science, the science of shields. I think maybe you should take my shield, yeah? It is magic, Herr Fortescue. Some say it is better to have a magic sword than a magic shield, but I say to you that this is rubbish! So long as you use it properly, the shield will make you invincible!
After escaping the maze, Fortescue enters the inside of the asylum, where an onslaught of enemies immediately attacks. Wave after wave of dangerous foe must be overcome to reach the deeper chambers. After countless battles, Fortescue finds the town mayor trapped in a cell and releases him from confinement. It turns out, Zarok tried to get the mayor to help him uncover the Shadow artifact, but he refused and was locked away.
He means to release the demons from their tomb under the enchanted forest, but I said to him, I said, "You can't touch me, you lanky windbag. I'm the mayor." Aye, that told him. But then he had me locked up in here with all these nutters. Oh, it's been terrible. I haven't managed to get a word of sense out of anyone in weeks. Right. Well, I'll see myself out, thanks. You have a good look around, lad. Zarok's left some stuff lying about that I think you might find useful.
Oh, Danielle. I've got something here I can give you, but I've no idea what it is. You fancy a little gamble, like?
With the Shadow artifact in inventory, Fortescue heads to the Enchanted Earth in the hopes of discovering its purpose. Within the dark and swampy forest, he encounters another strange witch.
Who has summoned the Witch of the Forest? Oh, it is you, Sir Fortescue. Forgive me, my lord. I have never met a real hero. Forgive me, just an old lady's little joke. In truth, I am glad to see you, Sir Fortescue. I need 7 pieces of amber that are hidden in the ant's nest. Bring them to me, and I can grant you a special reward. I will only offer you this quest this once. Are you willing to give it a try?
In exchange for a special reward, she wants help collecting amber from the underground ant colony. Fortescue accepts the quest and is shrunk down to fit into the ant caves. It isn't long before he sets free a weird-looking fairy.
Thank you for releasing me, sir. My people wish only to live our lives in blissful harmony with nature. But alas, the wicked Ant Queen has many of us imprisoned. Rescue my people, Mr. Fortescue, and you will be richly rewarded.
It turns out, the Ant Queen has imprisoned the fairies, so now Fortescue must release them, while also looking for amber. After freeing all the fairies and collecting the amber, Fortescue encounters the Queen Ant herself, and must battle her to escape.
MediEvil, Lord of the Ants. Hold still, and I'll remove the shrink spell.
With the Queen Ant defeated, Fortescue returns to the witch and collects his reward. She provides him with chicken drumsticks that can be equipped and eaten to regain health in a pinch.
Hey, Mr. Fortescue, I want to talk with you. If this Zorok's so bad, why'd you get to go back? Why'd you of all people, Fortescue? It should be I, Blood Monad the Skull Cleaver. When I lived, always I had a pile of slain strewn around me. You spend most of your time organizing a changing of the guard and playing croquet with the king. Still, I lend you my axe. You swing her, you throw her. She thirsts for a slaughter as much as I. Drink deep of demon blood, my proud beauty.
After visiting the Hall of Heroes, Fortescue returns to the Enchanted Earth and uses the Shadow Artifact to unlock a new area. Within this chamber, Fortescue accidentally releases treacherous shadow demons upon the world, but does acquire a shadow talisman.
What have you done? Once again, the shadow demons are wreaking havoc across the land, and it's all thanks to you. The single most destructive and wretched creatures in the history of the world, and you've given them an early parole.
Despite the added dangers, Fortescue continues forward and uses the talisman to reach another new area. Here, he encounters a pair of flying bosses, the Demonettes. Be sure to have plenty of ammo in inventory and time your jumps carefully to avoid falling to your death and having to start the entire level from the start. With barely any health left, Fortescue defeats the creatures and moves on.
Courses, Fortescue. I bet money you be back pushing old daisies by now. Hey, I have something here for you. You like it very much? You want?
The next area, the Pools of Ancient Dead, see the rise of fallen soldiers who must be battled. Along the way, Fortescue encounters a ferryman who needs lost souls.
Greetings, stranger. I am the boatman. It is I who ferry lost souls on their final journey to the land of the dead. But hold, have we not met before? Sir Daniel Fortescue, not you too. Thanks to Zarok's mechanism up to me eye sockets and lost souls who've woken from the eternal sleep. Business hasn't been this brisk since before they invented sanitation. Look, if you help me to gather up a boatload of 8 lost souls and bring them here, I'll drop you off at the sunken town of Melamede. How's that sound? How gracious of you. Makes a change to meet a polite young skeleton after dealing with those filthy zombie types. Hop aboard.
All right, Dan, man. How you doing? Now then, have you got yourself a magic sword? What? Daniel, man, you can't go into battle against an army of undead without a magic sword. Here, take mine. You'll never have to sharpen another blade, or my name's not Dirk Steadfast. It's not enough just to have a magic shield, you know, no matter what that soft, ticky stern card says. Good lad. Why, I'd sooner go into battle holding a tea tray than carry that weedy Gale's shield of his.
With the needed souls collected, Fortescue takes the ferryman up on his offer and arrives at a mysterious lake surrounding the town of Melamede.
The ancient people of this long-vanished town once sought to harness the power of crystals found in the caverns below. Now, Zarok seeks to unlock the secrets of this arcane science. This mine shaft leads deep into the earth, to certain doom in the crystal caverns.
Oh, Danielle. I've got something here I can give you, but I've no idea what it is. Do you fancy a little gamble, like?
Deep underground, Fortescue enters the crystal caves. Within the deepest and darkest cavern, he discovers a use for the collected dragon gems. These summon a powerful and invulnerable mean old dragon. His only weakness is his head, which is susceptible to falling crystals.
Who dares to enter my lair and wake me from my slumber? Aha! Prepare yourself, little man. I shall roast the flesh from your bones. Oh, I see. Well, in that case, I will pluck out both your eyes. Oh. Enough! I yield! That really hurt. What did you have to go and do that for? Here, take this dragon potion and leave me alone.
With enough hits, the dragon retreats in agony and provides Fortescue with special dragon armor that allows him to breathe fire.
Daniel, there you are. I was so worried about you. I know you have the heart of a hero, Daniel. Now we must show the others. Would you like to take my magic lightning bolts? I don't have many, but they're very powerful. Off you pop then, and keep your chin up. Oops, sorry, Daniel. Now take care. The good people of Gallowmere are depending on you.
With the dragon armor, Fortescue reaches the gallows gauntlet and can proceed through a magical barrier. Impervious to flames, Fortescue passes through with ease.
Oh, Danielle. I've got something here I can give you, but I've no idea what it is. You fancy a little gamble, like?
The next stop on his adventure is the Haunted Ruins. The castle of King Peregrine is now overrun with the newly released shadow demons who are wreaking havoc on local farmers. Quickly and carefully, Fortescue must take out the demons and release the prisoners. However, the castle is still overrun with countless foes that must be defeated. After a tough journey, Fortescue encounters the fallen spirit of King Peregrine, and they devise a plan of action.
Now look, Zarok's army of shadow demons hide beneath us within this very mountain. They prepare as we speak to invade fair Gallowmere. If we are to thwart his plans, we must bring down the castle on top. We must unleash the lava behind the floodgates. I can take you to the gate's control lever, but you alone can pull it. Of course, it's a highly dangerous mission, even for a dead man. I dare say that when that fiend sees what you've done, he'll make sure you spend eternity in the most unspeakable torment. But then, I know these things mean nothing to a man of your iron will. Eh, Fortescue? Splendid. Good luck, old friend.
Unfortunately, the plan results in the imminent destruction of the castle, with very little time for escape. Standing in Fortescue's way are large and powerful golems. The only way to take them out is to knock them off the edge. To escape before it is too late, Fortescue must quickly take out any remaining foes and launch himself beyond the castle walls with a catapult. Landing far outside the castle, Fortescue is immediately pursued by a large beast. With no time to spare, a friendly vulture saves Fortescue and drops him off on a ghost ship floating high in the sky. The ship is filled with ghost skeleton pirates, including the captain, who must be defeated in a boss battle to proceed.
You are back, Herr Fortescue. I think this is because of my shield, yeah?
But I have something else I can give to you. Something you may find very interesting.
With the ghost skeleton pirates defeated, Fortescue arrives at the Enchanted Hall, just outside Zarok's lair. Inside the hall are numerous imps that are protected by magic and invulnerable to many weapons. They are no match for the magic sword though, and are easily defeated. Within a lower chamber, Fortescue discovers a chest of lost souls, and proceeds to release them. Doing so unlocks a new feature in the game. Each level will now have a lost soul to discover and release with a hidden objective required to do so. For the lost soul to count, you must not only find it, but you have to complete the level, so be sure not to simply exit back to the map.
Hey, Danny man, how's that sword bearing up? I told you it was magic, right? I've got something here I can give you, but I've no idea what it is. Do you fancy your chances, like?
With the lost souls free, Fortescue proceeds to the time device, as that is all that stands between him and Zarok's lair. This tricky and puzzle-centered level is the final test for Sir Daniel Fortescue.
You prove us all wrong. Maybe it is destined to be a hero. Maybe it can defeat Zarok. The people of Gallowmere may never know of your past mistakes, and you will indeed be remembered as the people's hero. Your time in exile is over. Welcome to your new home, Sir Daniel Fortescue.
Returning to the Hall of Heroes for the last time, Fortescue has now collected all 20 chalices, and receives his final reward in preparation for the final battle.
Daniel, thank goodness you're still safe. I have a gift I can give to you, but sadly, I can't say how useful you will find it.
Within Zarok's lair, Fortescue confronts Zarok, but he summons an army to do his bidding.
Sir Fortescue, my old nemesis, so we meet again. I see that a century spent as worm food has done nothing to diminish your naive obsession with the freedom of Gallowmere. Prepare to attack, my warriors. I want the dogs gnawing marrow from those bones within the hour. Ah! What is that, Fortescue? Your lucky cup?
Utilizing the power of the chalice, Fortescue can summon his own army and sacrifice his health to keep them alive. His selfless act is rewarded as the army is victorious, enraging Zarok. However, Zarok is undeterred and summons his champion, Lord Cardok.
You always were fortunate in battle, Fortescue. Let us see how you fare against my champion, the late Lord Cardok. He eats people like you as calcium supplement. Right then, that's it. I've just about had enough of your meddling.
With Lord Cardok defeated, Zarok is forced to do battle himself, but first uses a spell to transform into a new, more powerful form.
None shall defeat the mighty Zarok. So prepare to die, Fortescue. you, Sir Knight. I am finally defeated. Yet if I am to fail, then all shall perish. You are doomed, Fortescue. You will never leave this domain.
With the help of his vulture friend, Fortescue is saved, the trapped souls are released, the possessed villagers are freed, and Fortescue is finally able to rest in peace. He returns to the crypt, but awakes back in the Hall of Heroes. Fortescue is now a full and respected member of the group as he celebrates his victory, and the game ends. For the Platinum Trophy, the main goal should have been to complete all levels, collect all chalices, and to go back to find and lay to rest all lost souls. The only thing you may have to backtrack for is the lost souls, but doing so is well worth it beyond just a trophy. A special reward for finding all lost souls is that you unlock the full, original PlayStation 1 version of the game. Otherwise, the remaining trophies are relatively easy to earn and fall within a few categories. Some are combat related and require specific tasks such as defeating 30 enemies with a sword spin attack, throwing 42 chicken legs, frying imps with lightning, killing something with your own arm, or enchanting the broadsword, just to name a few. Another category of trophies are collectible related. These include objectives such as collecting every weapon in the game, collecting every life bottle, collecting 10,000 gold coins, or drinking 32 health vials, just to name a few. The final group of trophies are miscellaneous and have unique goals, such as completing the Book of Gallowmere, dying in 7 different ways, losing your weapon to an imp and recovering it, avoiding the falling rocks on Cemetery Hill, smashing a severed hand, getting hit by a crystal in the dragon fight, or returning to Dan's crypt and breaking the secret wall, just to name a few of these. And with that, the Platinum Trophy is yours, and the journey was a thoroughly enjoyable adventure. Overall, MediEvil was a really fun and beautiful looking remake that stayed true to the original, with ghostly themes, diverse and challenging enemies, and excellent gameplay. The spooky and Halloween-like environments created an immersive world of horror and frights that felt straight out of the Grab by the Ghoulies or Ghosts and Goblins universe. The dark tones, shadowy creatures, and unique art style added to the ambiance and overall feel of the game that was an excellent mix of lighthearted humor with charming and cartoony characters, but at the same time was dark and gritty with haunted elements. Similar to a Tim Burton creation, MediEvil towed the line beautifully between darkness and light, encompassing the best of both worlds to create a truly wonderful game. Each level had a unique theme, enjoyable and satisfying puzzles to solve, and new and challenging enemies and environmental hazards to overcome. The overall level design was a smooth and natural progression, with hidden areas to uncover and never felt out of place. The gameplay itself was a bit wonky at times, which was true to the original, but could have been slightly improved without taking away from the feel. The jumping mechanics in particular were a bit tricky at times, and Fortescue would often fall to his death inadvertently. You could easily get a game over and have to start the whole level over just because of the glitchy mechanics, which was definitely frustrating at times and added an unwanted layer to the difficulty. Otherwise, the combat system was generally smooth and challenging. Enemies could get in on you quickly and do massive damage if you didn't strategize properly and utilize your shield. There were a wide variety of unique weapons and mechanics to try out, with countless different styles to find what suits you best. One challenging aspect was that your health carried over between levels, so you may need to backtrack at times to earlier levels to heal up, before then taking on the harder ones. I also underestimated the limitations of spending all of your gold. Gold is a valuable and limited resource that I should have conserved more. In early levels, I was trigger happy and blew through my projectile ammo and spent all of my money. Then, when I really needed ammo for the later levels, I didn't have enough gold and had to backtrack to get more. The boss fights presented a welcome change of pace and drastically different playstyle to the hack and slash elements of most levels. You had to learn the mechanics, discover the weakness, and how best to exploit it. This presented an opportunity to strategize more and figure out the best method of attack. I highly recommend this game if you are a fan of horror action adventures, such as Ghouls and Ghosts or Alice Madness Returns. I remember playing this game on a PlayStation 1 demo disc I got from Pizza Hut before the original release. It was a great experience then, and the game still holds up today. The remake maintains the spooky fun and charm of the original while making improvements to better suit the modern console. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for Platinum Review number 16.